have entered an invalid code.
Turkey lurkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
I had a good idea. Well, I thought I had a good idea of what I wanted. Corey can tell you otherwise after. It's been a long day for him too.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are fine.
Access granted.
Thank you. Access granted. Look at that. You're all like big time. How come the gate didn't open? Access denied.
Access slammed shut on us. We'll try that again.
Whoopsie.
Access granted.
Okay. Welcome back to the Dower Diaries. I'm Jennifer. This is my husband Corey, and we are excited to show you around the subdivision that we actually bought in here in Tennessee. And we finally got access. The lake is right here to the side of us right now. We're going to go tour the clubhouse and just kind of drive around the area.
This is a boat launch that we're at right now. It's launch 4. We're actually going to go look at 3, which has a little marina.
We did a little drive-by of our property, but we'll swing you by and kind of show you behind the gate perspective of where our properties starts and stops. Yeah. The other thing we're going to do today, we're going to go head over to the county clerk's office and try to get some information on permits and whatever else we can possibly get information on for the build.
And hopefully get a surveyor's plan of our lot and maybe some of the location of the utilities where they're stubbed to, check permit fees so we can move forward with an architect in our build process.
Oh, also, since we're really trying to stay focused on our build process, I wanted to go shopping today. Well, not really shopping. I want to go
just look at some
window shopping.
Fixtures and
I want to look
sink.
at lighting fixtures and sinks and cabinetry and hardware, and just because I'm a very visual person, and even though I've been doing some online shopping and looking at Pinterest and magazines and those kinds of things always look different in a picture than when they really do in real life. So I kind of want to go and see it in person if I can, or just kind of get an idea of what I want to do in the house, because as soon as we really get going, we're gonna have to know what we want to install.
What kind of finishes?
Yeah, we'll have to, because that gets ordered up front. And so I just want to get an idea of what I want to do, or a better idea of what I want to do. It's a really ugly day out here. I'm sorry. Well, I won't say it's ugly, because it's never ugly out here ever, even with it sprinkling on us, because who could get mad at this view? I'm sorry, but there's just no way to get mad at it. So anyway, we're gonna just give you guys a little tour of our beautiful subdivision.
Bang my head
our gated community, and they have a big clubhouse here. And I've been filming it. It's beautiful. We actually get access to this as part of our yearly dues. So they have a pool and this large clubhouse that has a fireplace and a gathering space. You can have outdoor tables set up for parties, and we get to utilize it for about 5 to 6 hours for our club dues. And after that, we would pay an additional amount of money for each hour that we went over the 5 to 6 hours. But, you know, for like parties or things like that, and there's a large kitchen downstairs, and you can bring catering and all kinds of things, but there's a really pretty fireplace, and they have a place to play cards. There's two living room spaces on either side, and then just the views alone from out here it sits up on a hill, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Forget
right here is $15,000. Not without
Sub-Zero?
without the wine cooler. Just these two refrigerators. That's probably another $5,000. This, but how much do you think this is right here?
$8,000? $6,000?
Mm-hmm.
$4,000? More?
Just look at the hood, the van.
Oh, well, it's industrial, huh? Well, how much is that little old-fashioned number I want?
If you can get that finish in it.
Yeah, that is very pretty. Let's see.
And that's a popular. I bet you they offer in all these finishes right here.
I like that finish more than, it's still shiny though. It's still too shiny.
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's a gold finish. This is nice right here.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
Sold.
Sold?
Sold.
Look at all the lighting. You're such a dork. Too much?
Brakes.
Okay. How are you guys? Good. I'm already overwhelmed. What about this one next to it?
Not bad. Getting better.
Huh?
Getting better. This one's too dark for you?
Yeah, I think it's too dark.
Alright.
I think it's too dark.
Yeah, that's definitely my favorite. I just come back to that one all day.
I like the wood grain. I like the knots in it.
Too.
So it is the next day, and we had to call it a night yesterday because, well, we kind of shut down the stores where we had gone shopping to look at fixtures and things for the new house. But I'm gonna say this, I was feeling very, very, very overwhelmed in those stores. I don't know, how did you feel? I think I thought that I was gonna walk into these stores and have that aha moment where this lighting fixture was gonna get brighter and say, I'm the one for your house and you need to pick me. And all I felt when I walked into those stores, and maybe it was because it was at the end of the day, like I said, it was late, we shut down the stores. And maybe because it was late, I was feeling overwhelmed, but there was so much lighting, there were so many faucets, so many finishes, so many everything that I just got super overwhelmed. And I kind of started feeling a little bit defeated even because I couldn't find anything I liked. We kind of narrowed down some things like finishes. We know that we don't want, shiny blingy in your face, and Corey and I are pretty similar when it comes to style. We're both very traditional, which is lucky because it's kind of hard to marry some styles together if someone's very, if you're very opposite on the spectrum of design, like say modern and cottage, those don't usually mix too well together. But as far as we kind of narrowed down like drawer pulls and knobs and those kinds of things. I tend to go with the more frou-frou, fluted or a little bit more ornate with the beads. I mean, not like in your face ornate, but I tend to do, that have a little bit more busyness to it, where Corey is more simplistic and simple. And so we definitely tend to compromise. We find things that we both like kind of in the middle. And so we did kind of narrow that kind of stuff down. But as far as the lighting, I was just getting really super overwhelmed, and I didn't like anything. And I did see some lights in the one store that we went to, Ferguson's. I did see some lighting that I actually had pinned on Pinterest for the kitchen. But when I got there and I saw them, I was like, no, I absolutely not. I don't like those. And I couldn't at the time figure out what it was about them that was, I'm sorry you guys if this is shaking really bad. We're on a very windy little road here. Anyway, so I was looking at these lights and I was trying to think, well, what is it about them that was just screaming at me, no, these aren't gonna work. And so when I got home, I started sitting down and going through all my pins on Pinterest again and going through each one and saying, okay, what is it about these lights that are bothering me? And I kept looking at them, and they were the ones that were more of the teardropped type pendants or the ones with the glass shades. And I kept looking at them and looking, and I thought, well, okay, the feel that I'm trying to go for in the house is French country, old, vintage. And the light bulbs and all of the ones that I was thinking, oh, now they're just not working for me, were Edison bulbs. I realized they were all Edison light bulbs, the ones that have the little filaments and they have that little funny shape. And I thought, okay, wait a minute, that's very mid-century modern, very, in that realm, or leaning towards modern. And then I started looking at the actual lighting fixtures themselves again, and I liked the wavy glass on some of them, on the clear shades, but again, they all kind of leaned towards mid-century modern. And that's when I realized, okay, that's what it is about these lights. Even though they had kind of a traditional look to them, they still tended to lean towards mid-century modern. So I realized I needed to start looking more at lighting that went with the French country, more like candelabra, not candelabra, but candle lighting, like whatever those light bulbs are called. I guess they're flame type light bulbs, not so much the Edison bulb. So that's when I had my little aha moment. And then I also realized another thing about myself with the lighting, because I was really getting stuck on the lighting over our island. That's what was really kind of hanging me up. And we know that we want to do some brass. I think we're going to do brass faucets in the kitchen, and we're going to do brass pulls and stuff on the cabinetry. I didn't want all brass lighting over the island because I just didn't want so much brass in there that it was just, over the top. So I kept looking at my lighting again, and I realized I like drum lighting, circular, even some that had the shades on them. And so I started going back through my lighting and getting rid of the ones that were more like a teardrop or a glass shade. Not that the drum lighting didn't have some glass elements, some of them did. So I went through and I saved all those, and I started really looking at those. And then I narrowed down the patinas that I kind of wanted, because I didn't really want, like I said, in-your-face brass up over my island. And I also needed something that was going to be kind of substantial, because I think that our island is going to be about 8 feet, right? Is that what we estimated? About 8 feet long and 5 feet wide. So I kind of wanted something that was a little bit substantial, because I want to have at least 3 pendants. So anyway, I did narrow it down. Today we're going to go look at some cabinetry, just to get an idea what cabinetry is going to cost us. We did find some flooring we really liked yesterday at Flooring and Decor, but Corey said it's going to cost a lot to install, so I might have to go back to the drawing board on that one. But part of the problem is we don't have our budgeted out for each, like flooring budget and cabinetry budget and lighting budgets. We don't have all of that nailed down, so it's really hard to go shopping for things until we really have that. But at least now I have an idea more so of what I like and what I want to put in the house. So anyway, we're going to take you along to a cabinetry store, and I think we're going to go to another tile store just to kind of look at tile and maybe countertops, that kind of thing, and wherever else today might bring us. So we'll see you there. Thank you, sir.
But you can tell just by my quality of the samples, if you look at the samples.
Yeah.
This is where every customer's quality in.
Right there.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I like this one, but you didn't like this one, huh?
That's all right.
It's all right. And I think that's more just, that happy quality of not too crazy expensive, yet not cheap.
And this is an engineer? No, this is the vinyl one.
I'm not sure. I can get a 2 second to a 30, and then to a size of 15, and I can go a 15-inch depth or 24-inch depth. And then I can go, within the 30-inch units, I can have drawers, not drawers, I can have shoe stuff, not shoe stuff. And I can get close, but it's close, it's a white melamine. So you can actually run a good looking trim on it, and you can actually build it into what looks very custom. A couple of we've done, and people run above and beyond to make sure it looks like somebody's doing it all. And they're not expensive. First time I would, I thought would be a ton. They're not that. You know, like I quote right now, I think the one for the doors is $999. That's that 30-inch. But if you spend more on 2,000, it's something like that. And so you have to buy 3 or 4 pieces.
Oh, you're gonna go to convenience.
It's not too bad. But very little flexibility is all creative. I can get as a designer, and then you know what you're willing to do to build it. Because I of course don't have any molding or anything. There's matches. The white is literally just like
And babe, this has seated, or not seated, but the wavy glass.
But no, you have to see the good thing you're doing it so early that you can do a lot of homework on here. Because not a lot of people come in and go, oh, okay, this is what I want. And they're 12, 16 weeks out, plus 2 or 3 weeks talking to me.
We're a good, on cabinets, we're probably a good 8 months, 6 months out at least.
I've got also, like you can see, like the doors, I've got some stains and paints, and I have some on the other side as well. And you can see what some of them will look like, the options.
Good job, good job.
Good job.
I know, I'm sorry.
Oh, this is great. Okay, yeah, I can definitely.
And there is more over here for colors. Sorry, I don't mean to make it even worse.
Right?
These are the paints. More than anything, on my website, you can go in and go, I like that cabinet door style. And you can go, okay, I like that, and then it'll tell you, okay, well, what kind of wood do you want?
What's the break to get the 45% off on customers?
We're at Triton, and it is just a little bit overwhelming with the options. I didn't think it was going to be this hard. I really, truly, 100% did not think I would be this overwhelmed, but it's and of course everything that I'm leaning towards is stone, or you know, it's going to cost me a fortune, and I know I can't afford that. So yeah, we're at a conundrum. That's what we are. And there's just so much to choose from. I mean, I can't. But I think we did select the quartz. Are we pretty sure on that quartz? I mean, we didn't want to look at any of the other samples. And why is that again? Huh?
I don't want to look at anything else.
You're sure? How are you feeling about these selections? No comment? He's overwhelmed too.
Okay, so I think we're calling it a day. We've spent another entire day out. I feel like a crazy person right now. We've been out tile places. We went to a couple cabinet places. We think we found a cabinet place now to kind of get an idea of what I want to do. But I'm going to tell you this. I really thought that this process would be a lot easier than it is, because I love to do interior design, and I already had pictures and things saved, and I had a good idea. Well, I thought I had a good idea of what I wanted. Corey can tell you otherwise after. It's been a long day for him too. Anyway, we're gonna sign off here because my brain is overloaded, but I do plan on doing some design boards of each room in our house and putting together the colors and the finishes and the things that I'm envisioning to go, you know, to be a part of each room. So stay tuned for a video, and I'll share all of my wild and crazy ideas with you guys. I would love feedback once I do that. And in fact, if you guys are watching this video, if you have any input to offer or any advice to give us on this planning and design stage for this house, please, I beg you, please give us some information, because if there's an easier way to do this, other than hiring a designer, I don't want to do that, because like I said, I feel like I have a handle on that part of it. I just feel overwhelmed with the amount of finishes that are offered, and I'm having a hard time narrowing down what it is that I want. But we have met some really great people today. Actually, we've made some pretty good contacts, even for installation and things like that for the house. So it's not been a day wasted at all, and I do feel closer to picking out, the exact things that I do want, which is going to help, because once we start this thing, we're going to have to start ordering cabinetry and flooring, and so it's a good. I'm glad we took this time to do this.
It's a good learning process.
Yes, it's been a good learning process. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. Oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't sound like I'm complaining, because I am not. I just didn't think that it would be this complicated or this hard.
So many textures and feels and looks and brightness and sheen and
lighting. Lighting can affect everything. I mean, I've looked at some flooring at 3 different places, and each one of them are similar, but they all look different because of the lighting, or it's just, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
It is a whole thing. And it's been super duper hard. Super duper hard. But I am looking forward to the build, and I am looking forward to the design part of it. I just need to regroup and gather my thoughts, and then I'll be better equipped to go back out the next time when we actually have the plans in hand and say, this is what I want, this is how much we need, and let's do this. So stay tuned. There'll be more to come on our build. We'll see you guys soon. Love you all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Future is bright.